to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Barakah Kadash. Double honors to great elders, bishops, apostles, all the sincere Akim out there pushing this gospel. Shalom to the hopeful elect of Israel. Shalom. Ephesians 4 verse 14. Salaki. Ephesians 4:14. That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried about every wind of doctrine, by the sleight of men, and the cunning craftiness whereby they lie in wait to deceive. We didn't know who we were. There was a point we were, any name that they give us, we were being called, from Tonto to Negro to homeboy. Homeboy to all these things, but our dead. This was prophesied in the book, even Jeremiah. Jeremiah says, "And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thy heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not," which is talking about America and all the other parts of the world where the Israelites were captured and colonized for slavery. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. If you go back to the book of Deuteronomy and the curses, we were given the laws, the statutes, and commandments, and we were given all the promises. However, we went off. We were started following all these other gods and everything. We started doing idolatry, idol worship, following all the other heathen nations and their customs. So the Most High punished us. We were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. You can get one of those accounts in many of the scriptures, but in Deuteronomy, we'll go to Deuteronomy 28, Deuteronomy 28 verse 64. That's the first one we'll start with first, and this is one of the reasons how we went off. We started following all these other heathen nations, doing all this weird, different things that were not known to us, and the Most High punishes us. This is Deuteronomy 28:64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people. The scattering is part of the diaspora. It's the scattering. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other. This is, the Israelites are scattered throughout the world. We're like a speckled bird, or we can't even, in the book of Hosea, I don't want to go all over, but the book of Hosea says, "Yet the number of children shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall be said unto them, Ye are not my people, but in the same place the land." We said, "Ye are the sons of the living power," right? "And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth and unto the other. And they shall serve other gods, Allah, Buddha, Santa Maria, Hindu, Shiva, Rastafarian, Haile Selassie, all these other philosophies and doctrines." The Israelites started to worship because they have not known, which neither nor thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. This is all part of the curses. We are still in our captivity, but good news, Israel, we are in our last captivity. This is it. This is it for us. After this kingdom goes down, it is the Yahushai's kingdom, which is a righteous kingdom, and we cannot wait for rulership on this earth. Deuteronomy 28:64. Therefore thou shalt serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee. So the Most High did this to us because we are her children, we his children. And when the Most High punishes children and against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things, we can go to any place in this world right now, even where the Israelites are set up. Yes, we are the lowest, we are the poorest. In all our neighborhoods, they're set up all the shops, the convenience stores, the liquor stores, the fried chicken stores, all these things. But none of us are owned by Jake. And he says, "And ye shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, and until he have destroyed thee," right? So When you look at even all these things, yoke of iron, I can show you what a yoke of iron looks like. We all know, right? And the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar, from one end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue shall not understand. So we, our original tongue, we were Hebrew. We spoke Hebrew, our original tongue. But we went off on the slave ship. Some of us went to North Africa. We were all scattered throughout the earth. The northern tribe were captured by the Spaniards and taken to a lot of the Spanish-speaking countries. And then when they were there, they were started learning to worship Catholicism. They were following all these different religions, not knowing who they were. They were discontinued from their heritage. And the book of Jeremiah talks about that, right? Jeremiah says, and thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from the heritage which I gave thee, to serve in thy enemies. Once again, we were in a captivity. But in the book of Baruch, chapter 2, verse 34, I know they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves. This is what's happening. The Israelites are standing bold today, remembering who they are. We are the chosen of the book. Many of these groups towards the world, many of these groups, nations and all these other nations, they came together so we would not be known who we are. I'll get an account there in the book of Psalms. So it says, for I knew they would not hear me, because it is stiff-necked people. Who does that apply to the most? Who does that apply? Think about it for one moment here. We'll go to the book of Psalms for a second and tell you what happens here. What was happening, right? Bear with me for a second here. Oh, sorry. Sometimes the glasses. Yeah, sorry. Salaki. Okay, Psalms 83. 1 second. Psalms 83, we start at verse 2, I believe. Let's see. It says, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lift up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. Who are the hidden ones? The Israelites. And here's the point. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel shall be no more in remembrance. Okay? It is as clear as mud. All these groups, from the head tribe, the tabernacle of Edom, the Ishmaelites, Moab, Hagarenes, all these other groups, Amalek, Palestinians, all Philistines, Salaki, all these other people, and all these other nations came together so we don't know who we are. But John 6:63 says, it is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. Because the dry bones are waking up to who we are. You go to the book of Ezekiel. This is the prophet Ezekiel here speaking, and it says, the hand of the Lord was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord, and set me down in the midst of the valley which is full of bones. Where is this talking about? America, full of dry bones. These are the Israelites that not knowing who they're Israelites, and they were spiritually dead because they lost their identity. And caused me to pass by them round about, and behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Yahweh, power, thou knowest. Again he said unto me, prophesy unto these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord power unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. Like I said, the words that I spake to you, they are spirit and they are life. Okay? This is it. So don't let these people fool you. These people spend lots and lots of money to discredit who we are, but we are the chosen of the book. Just want to do a quick exaltation, and I hope that you were edified. And the next time I say shalom, 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 Israel, shalom.